What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Y'all give me a minute. Give me a second. Let me let me put this into my group for the school. Hold on, I gotta go to. Y'all give me a second, man. Um, there we go. Yeah, man, we're gonna talk about my class of '88. It was to me, we're a very unique class because our well, one reason our school closed in '87, our senior year, and then this I had a uh, unique journey through school because actually two of the two of the schools that I went to, both of them closed in '87. BRIARCLIFF and Druid Hill combined in the new year '88. They closed BRIARCLIFF in the end of '87, and they also closed Gordon at the end of '87, and they combined with Walker to make McNair. But I think what's unique about our class, like everybody always give us a hard time talking about we not a part of Briarcliff because we didn't graduate from Briarcliff, but we spent 4 years in Briarcliff. So how are we not a part of Briarcliff? And then the same thing at Gordon, they tell us the class of '88 is not a part of Gordon because it stopped in '87. We're like, what? Oh, okay, that's how y'all want to do us. Okay. But all three of the classes, my class at Briarcliff, my class at Gordon, and also the class I had at McNair, class of '88, we've always been real close. Just like over the weekend, one of our dear friends passed named Lily from Briarcliff. So a lot of us went to the funeral, and then a lot of us also went to Fletcher's. And when we got to Fletcher's, well, actually at the funeral, man, it was everybody was so glad to see each other that it was like we was in the eighth grade all over again. You know what I mean? Like everybody just as soon as the funeral was over, and it's crazy, man. Like I don't heard people go to funerals and they be like, they didn't look nothing like themselves, or they look just like themselves. Lily looked just like herself for real, and she had the same smile. So the funeral home did a great job with her, and she brought all us back together again. Like we had a reunion. Some of us came to the little reunion I put together about I think 2 or 3 years ago up at Montreal, and it's crazy because of course we all grown now, we all have families and all that shit now, but it's crazy how when we get together, it's like we ain't missed no time together. You know what I mean? Like for me, my journey was was crazy because I had to go to Briarcliff because of my brother Fred. He was a hell of a basketball player. So he got recruited from Gresham Park to go play at Briarcliff. So, you know, I had to follow my brother. I get to my seventh grade year. I'm thinking about, man, I'm finna get ready to go to this white school. You know, I had never really been around white people. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, we gonna go over to this lame ass school, man. Man, I want to go to Garden, man. Like that's where all my folks at. You know what I'm saying? But luckily, I was blessed enough for all my elementary school homeboys. Well, I can't say all of them, but most of them, they actually came to BRIARCLIFF with me. So that made my transition a whole lot better because my crew, you know what I mean. I'm talking about Charles been with me since the first grade. I think Jarvis been with me since the second grade, and Varric, and I know I probably shouldn't call their name, but they know I ain't gonna get wild if I'm calling their name. But they Varric been with us since the fourth going to the fifth grade. So we I remember when Varric first came to Tilson, you know, me, Charles, and Jarvis, we was always tight. And then my cousin Jay, a lot of people don't know me and Jerome Howard cousins, but he was at Tilson, then he went to Midway. His mama said she had to get him away from me. I've been clowning all my life, honestly. You know what I mean? Not just having fun, not nothing real, you know what I mean, major, but just I've always been the life of the party. Our house always was the hangout house and all that. But we get to BRIARCLIFF. This is 1983. And I had to remind them that, man, it's been 40 years since we met this year. You know what I mean? They were like, hold on, wait, 40 years? I said, yeah, hell, y'all graduated 35 years ago. So it's been 40 years, man. So it's the shit crazy, man. Like, I honestly never thought about being 52 years old, being a grandfather. You know what I mean? I was living for the day my whole life. Like, I always lived for the day. So I never really thought about the future. You know what I mean? But and then like me and my crew in elementary, we were straight A students. We was in Discovery, which was for gifted kids. We were patrols. I used to have the orange little belt. I used to work in the reading lab. I wanted to be that hall monitor so I can mess with everybody. You know what I mean? But I was a patrol. All my boys were patrol. We was all in Discovery. And hey man, when they followed me to BRIARCLIFF, and we get to BRIARCLIFF, I remember orientation. We met up with some cats. we didn't know what to expect. You know what I mean? I just knew we were going to a white school, so I'm like, man. But when we got there, we found out it was some real, I call them players at BRIARCLIFF. You know what I mean? Like it was some real, not hood, but you know what I mean. Well, it was some hood motherfucker there too. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? I was like, hold on, so it's gonna be all right. You know what I mean? Then we met some guys from Gresham Park Elementary, which was my boy Ralph, Chick, you know what I mean? P Funk, you know what I mean? So we meet them, they cool as hell. And what's crazy about our class, like we was clicked up, like we would all had our own little cliques, but all our little cliques got along. You know what I mean? So we hit it off from the start. Even the girls, you know what I mean? We all us we just hit it off. I remember my first day of school in my homeroom. I think it was 8804. And it was a white girl in there named Angela English. And when they called her name, I just looked, I said, oh shit, she got the same name I got. And they called my name, she looked at me. Then we go out in the hall after homeroom. She said, you know you my brother, right? And I looked at her, I said, oh, I guess I am. And we've been cool ever since. You know what I mean? Since day one. So I was like, okay, I guess white people kind of cool. You know what I mean? This might be all right. You know what I mean? I got my boys with me, and you know what I mean? I see a few cool white people, so this might be all right. Now, y'all not gonna believe this, but by I know they don't have these in black high schools, but in white high schools back then, they used to have what they call Subby Day. Subby Day is the first Friday of the year, of the school year. So that's the fifth day of school. We are the only class that never had Subby Day because by the third day of school, the assistant principal, Mr. Jordan, had a meeting with our eighth grade class in the cafeteria. And he said, "Hey man, y'all got to be the worst class I've ever had." I'm talking about this is in 3 days. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, this is crazy, man. So he didn't want them to mess with us on Sunday day, and that's Sunday day as well. The upperclassmen, you know what I mean? They not hurt the eighth graders, but they jump on them, wrestle, you know what I mean? And nah, he didn't. He said we weren't gonna have that because we'll probably be fighting for real. You know what I mean? So in 3 days, we already got the reputation of having the worst class ever at BRIARCLIFF. You know what I mean? And see, I don't know when this M to M started, but I know that, you know what I mean, we made our mark. And for those young people that don't know what, hey, Miss Carey, for those young people that don't know what M to M means, that's minority to majority. So every morning we used to meet up at Gordon High School and catch the bus out to BRIARCLIFF. You know what I mean? So it was cool. Even that walk to school up to Gordon was cool. You know what I mean? Even with my friends that might have been going to Gordon or they going to Druid Hill or but see most of our men went to or most of the boys from Tilson went to either Gordon, they went or BRIARCLIFF. A couple went to Lakeside. Um, one or two went to Druid Hill, but the girls, a lot of the girls went to Druid Hill. The boys went to BRIARCLIFF, the girls went to Druid Hill. You know what I mean? So, and then Druid Hill ended up being BRIARCLIFF's biggest rivalry. You know what I mean? So, we always been clicked up. You know what I mean? And always playing Druid Hill. You know, I mean, it always was great games. You know what I mean? My brother Fred and his best friend Scott was the star at Druid Hill. Fred was the star at BRIARCLIFF. They used to go at it. You know what I mean? I think they came 1, 2, and 3 with Fred, Leonard Martin, and Scott Jackson. They were the top 3 players in Double A. It was Double A back then, and Fred ended up winning Double A Player of the Year. But just about our class, I could talk about school all day, but our class, man, like just when we got together this weekend and just talking about them old times, man. You know what I mean? And like I tell people all the time, I don't realize I don't feel my age. I don't know how I thought 52 or being 50 would feel, but I don't feel it. You know what I mean? And hey man, just talking about them old time, them old cars when we first started driving and buying nickel bags of weed and like, hey man, I wish every child today could just have 1 week of living in the 70s. You know what I mean? That's when everything was, hey man, everything was organic back then. You know what I mean? Like now the world's so fake. You like, hey man, we got 40-year friendships. You know what I mean? Like, no, we don't see each other all every day. But when we get together, it's like, hey man, BRIARCLIFF all over again. You know what I mean? Like we sat down at Fletcher's shit about 6, 7 hours, just sitting there talking shit. You know what I mean? Just like I hear a lot of people, a lot of younger people talking about they don't have any real friends now. Like I hate that y'all don't get to experience real friendships. You know what I mean? Like some of my friends been closer to me than hell, half of my family. You know what I mean? Like my boys became my brothers. Shit, probably 35 years ago. You know what I mean? I don't see them as friends no more. They my brothers. You know what I mean? And they know anytime they call me, I'm a phone call away. I'm on the way, Tim. Whatever you need, it's automatic. All you gotta do is tell me I'm coming. You know what I mean? I hate that people don't get to experience that now. You know what I mean? Because the world ain't designed for you to make it out here by yourself. You know what I mean? You gonna need somebody. I don't care what you got. I don't care who you think you are, or how tough you think you are. You gonna need somebody one day. You know what I mean? So just hey man. And then my class at Garden too, man. Like we tight as hell too. You know what I mean? We when we see each other, hey man, it's like we can talk about God. You know what I mean? From 35 years ago. You know what I mean? Hey man. Like I wanted some of my people from BRIARCLIFF to come over here and talk about some of the shit we did. Like I ain't gonna call their names. I'll give you some initials. I remember we was in the 8th grade. This dude DW, he was he was a black dude. He done got to argue with this white dude, AS. Hey man, he got so mad he had some gum in his mouth. He took the gum out of his mouth and stuck it in the top of his head. They had to cut it out of his head. I'm like, hey man, what the hell what kind of school this finna be? You know what I mean? Just I remember they had the little wrestling groups. You know what I mean? They used to wrestle, and boy, when I say they used to go at it, I remember they one group was called the Four Horsemen. I'm like, man, and I'm talking about boy, they used to go at it. You know what I mean? And we always had some great athletes. Now that's one thing I think that kind of messed us up a little bit as a race. Like when we went to the schools segregated and all that, it took a lot of top athletes out of our home schools. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was necessarily better, but it definitely took a lot of our top athletes. Hey, Miss Shay, there go one of my class 8As. Hey, if you want to come out here, I'll send you the link. Just let me know. You know what I mean? Like, hey man. we had good times, man. Like when I barbecued I think 2 or 3 years ago, just seeing them then. You know what I mean? After about 30 some years, we sat around all day. Then they went to Fletcher's, hung out all night. Okay. Like I know a lot of my people they camera shy a little bit. You know what I mean? Well they know I talk shit. Like I had it so crunk down at Fletcher's because one of my partners, Dexter, that went to that went to Druid Hills, he was talking shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, damn Druid Hill, pimp. We don't care nothing about no Druid Hill. See, black, we don't let y'all came over here and gave y'all some of these Druid Hill pies, and that's how you gonna treat us. I said, pimp, let me tell you something, man. I never went to Druid Hill, man. Damn Druid Hill. Oh no, black. See, that's how y'all gonna treat us. What name they got on their diploma? I said, pimp, they came over there because they had to, not because they wanted to. And y'all want to survive that Briarcliff. So they had to ship Briarcliff down and send them over there. You know what I mean? They were forced to go over there. I said I never attended Druid Hill, but I used to walk through the halls of Druid Hill like I was there. Because by then I was at open campus. I got out of school at about 12 o'clock at open campus. Shit, I'm at Druid Hill when they get ready to get out. I'm walking through the hall looking in the classroom for my boy. Like I go to school there. You know what I mean? So hey man, He kept talking that talk. I said, look here, man. I ain't gonna never care nothing about Druid Hill. Y'all, man, y'all always been our biggest rival. What, you know what I mean? And then some lady that didn't even know me, she like, hey, why all the division? We trying to be together. I said, baby, bless your heart. Who are you? Evidently you don't know me. She was like, no, but I just don't like the division. I said, look, I mess with these people every time we get together. I said, ain't nobody paying me no attention. They know I'm talking shit. That's what I do. And they were like, yeah, you don't know who that is? Nah, I don't know. I don't know who that is. And they told her who I was. She was like, oh, okay. Man, he talk shit for a living. That's what he do. I like to have fun. Like I get a class of 87 hell too. You know what I mean? Like everybody like to not include us, but everybody love to hang with us. Class 87 at Garden, class 87 at BRIARCLIFF. They love to hang with the class of 88. Because they know we gonna kick it. You know what I mean? It was some class 87 down there too at Fletcher. You know what I mean? My boy Red, Jeff, you know what I mean? They stay down there. You know what I mean? But I mess with them all the time. Hey man, they're my brother best friends. You know what I mean? So they my big brothers. I'm killing them down at Fletcher. Fletcher's got those little bitty booths. Now, these are some big men now. You know what I mean? It's 4 men in them little ass booths at Fletcher. Y'all check out Fletcher booths next time. I said, hey, I told my boy V, I said, look, what there, I'm finna kill these. I said, hey man, you know that class 87. They talking about, what you talking about? I said, man, you know that class 87. Ain't nowhere in the hell 4 players from class 88 gonna sit in no tight ass booth like that. We won't sit in a booth, period, pimp. And they were like, oh man, they bust out laughing. But soon as it was a clear table, they jumped up and got out they got out that booth. You know what I mean? Like, Blair, come on now. Y'all know I don't let them slide. You know I'm gonna mess with you. You know what I mean? That's how I pass my day. I gotta mess with everybody. I'm talking about it be early in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. You up, I'm messing with you. That's how like I like keeping a smile on people's face. And they'll tell you I've been like this since day one. I was like this at Tilson, at BRIARCLIFF, Gordon, McNair, Open Campus. I've always been like this. You know what I mean? If I ain't trying to make you laugh or and I don't have to be silly to make you laugh. I can just hold a conversation with you and have you on the floor. I'm gonna try to keep you in a good mood. You know what I mean? That's what I've always loved doing, putting a smile on people's face. You know what I mean? So if you having a bad day, call me. Whatever you mad about, I guarantee you I can make you laugh about the same shit you mad about. I just give you a different perspective. You know what I mean? So and then we gonna get together again too, real soon. You know what I mean? Because when you care about a lot of people, man, you want to see them people. You know what I mean? I don't need to see them every day, but you know what I mean? 2-3 times a year, I'm good with that. Just to make sure y'all lie, we can still laugh and have a good time, eat good. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. Enjoying whatever time we got left, cause you never know. See, my brother passed away at 49. Hey man, I done beat that. You know what I mean? But that's always been the man I looked up to. I couldn't tell him why he was living though, because he'd have never let me live it down. But that was the ultimate big brother. You know what I mean? He used to get mad because I didn't run behind him like most little brothers do. But I always had my crew with me. I didn't need to run behind you. I always had my own crew. You know what I mean? So, but shouts out to my big brother Fred English. He's a DeKalb County legend, basketball legend, BRIARCLIFF legend. You know what I mean? So, hey man, it's all about getting together and having a good time, being genuine, being who you really are. You know what I mean? A lot of people live fake ass lives, but it ain't nothing like being able to be yourself. You know what I mean? Just like what my homeboy was telling me, hey man, I know you use some dye or something, but man, all us gray, man, and your shit ain't really great. I know you use some kind of dye. I felt no, man, never would I use some dye. Beijing, whatever, food coloring, whatever you want to call it. I ain't using none of it. It's them jeans, man. That's it. And they were like, well, what's the secret, nigga? How you stay looking so young? What's the secret? I said, if I tell you, y'all ain't gonna like it. Man, what's the secret? I said, pimp, I never got married. All the men that been married 20, 25 years, they just dropped their head. And I'm like, nah, I don't mean that in a bad way. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that a lot of most women live chaotic lives. And women, I'm not talking about y'all. I'm just telling the truth. A lot of y'all live a lot of chaotic lives. Like y'all be all over the place. You know what I mean? Y'all might be on work, kids, family, anything, you know what I mean? Your girlfriends, y'all be all over the place. You know what I mean? Men like to keep it simple. You know what I mean? And I don't stress about a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Like I was hot yesterday because I had to put some money in this truck I just got, and shit, we couldn't get it right. So that's why I didn't get to do the live yesterday. You know what I mean? But I have to learn to be more patient because it's probably better that I got it fixed today. You know what I mean? Because I probably would end up having the same problems that, you know what I mean, that we trying to get away from. But hey man, I enjoyed my days in school. I think I had perfect attendance up until probably the 11th or 12th grade. You know what I mean? So I my last couple of years of school, I didn't do shit, but I was there every day. I used to love school. You know what I mean? And I knew I didn't want to go to college, so I didn't need all that biology and social studies. Man, I don't need that. I know how to count and I know how to read. I'm good. Anything else I can figure out. You know what I mean? I used to be a straight A student. I mean, I can go back to school now. I had an 0.4 average in everything. You know what I mean? But I used to be a straight A student back at TILS. I let it go when I got to BRIARCLIFF. Hey man, this some real work. They had me in all them advanced classes. Oh man, I gotta do some real homework now. No, hell no. I don't like school like that. No. I ain't going no college. I don't need all this shit. Hey, I know it's the wrong way. And kids, if you're listening, don't be like me. Yeah, do the total opposite of what I did. I'm very big on knowledge. I can't say school. I don't really care about the curriculum in school, but I'm very big on knowledge. You know what I mean? Anybody that know me, they'll tell you I can talk to you about anything. You know what I mean? I'm not scared to go and read and get some knowledge. You know what I mean? I don't run from it. I try to get as much as I can. So, hey man, shout out to my whole BRIARCLIFF crew. You know what I mean? Especially the class 88. Some of y'all 87. Some of y'all cool. But class 88, man, nobody ever wanted to include us, but everybody would love to hang with us. You know what I mean? Those are facts. I done got cussed out because when I had something for the class 88 and I didn't invite some 87s and I got cussed out. You know what I mean? So and y'all know I just be messing with y'all, man. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing but love. But y'all know I gotta harass y'all. I wouldn't be me if I did. You know what I mean? But to the class 88, we gonna have something else. We trying to I'm waiting on Jerome to let me know if July 29th is good for him. You know what I mean? I would love to do it on Lily's birthday. Oh yeah. But I'm just waiting to see if he gonna be able to make it. I think he said he has another trip the week before that. But if he can make it on the 29th, we'll do it on the 29th. And I'm thinking about what I want to do for my birthday this year because we didn't get to celebrate our 50th. You know what I mean? Because of the pandemic and all that shit. So I'm thinking about doing something for my birthday. Um, Me and Varric usually do ours together because our birthdays are 5 days apart. Um, and I know the Druid Hill thing is on September the 16th, so I guess I'll let Dexter have that day. I guess I might even surprise him and show up just to mess with him. But what I want to do is all the Virgos in the class 88. You know what I mean? I think I want to have a Virgo party for the class 88. I know me and Virus usually do ours pretty much every year together, but I think Eric Williams and P Funk and my main man, Coach Cox. And I'm sure it's some more, but all our birthdays are right around the same time. I think all them Virgos. But I'll see what they want to do. Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna tell me whatever I want to do and have me to put the whole thing together. And see, that's one thing. Somebody gonna have to step up. Like Talon's trying to tell us to put something together. Sabina trying to tell us to put something together. Okay, well, y'all better get in the group and talk because you know what I mean. I don't mind putting it together, but since my dog Miss Lily done left us, somebody got to take her spot because that's who I used to call on when I needed to reach out to somebody. I knew she could get in touch with them, or if I needed something, you know what I mean. She was always there. So much love out to Miss Elithia Portress. I think I said that right. We call her Lily. But thank you for bringing us back together, and thank you for being so damn sweet and cool, man. I ain't never seen her in a bad mood. I'm sure she done had some bad days, but whenever I talk to her, she always had that same smile on her face, still silly. And one thing she told me that shocked me, she told me that me and my crew was the first guys that she saw way back then when we came to BRIARCLIFF that had a street edge but was also smart in books. And I was like, damn, you were paying us some attention back then like that? She was like, man, yo, we used to watch y'all back then. And I always loved that little crew, her, Tria, Carmen, Cassandra. You know what I mean? Like, it was some tight ass cliques in the class 8A. Quita, Shay, you know what I mean? Jeannie, Tasha Dunn, you know what I mean? It was some cliques and there was some cool people come out there class 8A. You know what I mean? So shout out to my class at Brockhill. We will be doing some um, real soon. And then we're gonna do something probably again in September. I'm gonna talk to the guys and anybody else. If you're a Virgo and you're in the class 8A, man, just hit my inbox or in the group. Yeah, and get in the group if you're not in the group. You know what I mean? And like I told Dexter, hey man, this is a bright little picture. You don't belong in this picture, pimp. But he had to get his butt in there. But then my dog, Mama P, sent me a picture with him cut out of it. So I got to aggravate him. I got to mess with him. So, hey man, much love to everybody that's watching this. I appreciate y'all for y'all time. You know what I mean? Hey man, and I'm here to keep a smile on y'all face, man. If y'all want to talk about anything, shit, hit me up. If you're not camera shy, hit me up. You know what I mean? I love conversation, good conversation. We gonna clown, but I need some good conversation. You know what I mean? I think a lot of shit that we went through that we've dealt with need to be told, because these young kids, hey man, they live in a fake ass world, man. Somebody got to give them the truth. You know what I mean? That's why the world's so crazy now. These kids believe in a lot of bullshit because that's all they see, and that's by design. They want your kids killing each other. You know what I mean? So hey man, it's population control. I know a lot of y'all don't believe that shit, but that shit real, man. It's too many vices to get you out of here. You know what I mean? For it not to be real. It's too many vices. Just look at all the shit going on. Like, why is it so easy for kids to get guns? Why is it so easy for people to carry guns? Like, I don't give a damn. You might not have a violent past. That don't mean you're in your right mind when you got that pistol. Everybody walk around with a pistol now. So anytime anybody get upset, that's the first thing they do. They grab that pistol. But you got to realize, man, even if you kill somebody or shoot somebody, your life doesn't change. Or you pull out the pistol and you get shot, your life doesn't change if it ain't ended. I don't know why people think it's easy to shoot somebody. Oh, okay. You think you can just shoot somebody and go home and be cool? No, player. You know how much it takes to live on the run? Always watching your back. Oh, okay. So it ain't that easy. I'm gonna shoot this nigga and that's it. Oh, okay. Don't believe that. Don't ever believe that. That's the trick to get you out of here. Either jail or hell. It's up to you. That's the only way them streets end unless you get out of it. You know what I mean? Trust me, I know. You know what I mean? I was blessed enough to make it out of it. So because I always knew it wasn't a career. You know what I mean? If you think the streets are a career, boy, you gonna plan for a short career and a short life. That's, I don't know no retired gangsters. One day they got clean. One day they got their ass out the street. That's why they still here. So don't fall for the okey doke like the old folks say. But hey man, this your boy Papa Black, man. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. If you got any questions, man, just hit me. Don't be scared to ask me. And then if you need somebody to talk to, you ain't got nobody to talk to, hit me. You know what I mean? I'm willing to help anybody until I see you on some bullshit. I see you on some bullshit, I cut you off. I don't argue with you. I don't get mad. I just leave you the fuck alone. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lose any sleep not being able to be good to somebody. I know ain't no real friends out here. So if you if you choose to be silly enough to fuck up with me, hey man, I just cut you off and let you go on about your business. You know what I mean? Hey man, I'm Black, Papa Black. And then guess what? I'm as soon as it warm up a little bit, I'll be back out there walking, man. And that's really the key to my health, man. When Fred had that stroke at 45, I started taking my life and my health a little bit more serious. You know what I mean? When I seen what he had to go through, you know what I mean, being the youngest man in a nursing home, being depressed, you know what I mean? Like, nah, I don't want to go through that. And I don't have to wait till something hits me. If it's around the corner, I seen it coming around the corner. You know what I mean? We got the same genes, the same genetics. I'm not a fool to think it won't happen to me. You know what I mean? So that's what started my health journey. You know what I mean? I'm trying to beat it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying. I like to do what they call preventive maintenance. I don't let nothing hit me and then I try to get rid of it. No, I'm not trying to catch it. Colds, anything. I feel myself sniffing or something. Hey, I'm finna go start get something to get the cold before it sit in. Nah, I don't wait till they catch me giving pneumonia and all that. So, hey man, love all your people because I appreciate y'all all that. Love all you people. If hey man, and this is my thing too, man. For my 50th, I got some people to send me some shit, some videos about how they felt about me or what I meant to them, or you know what I mean, just something. I think everybody needs to do that. You know what I mean? Tell people to send you a little video of what you mean, or what you mean to them. You know what I mean? I think we all need to hear it because we do so much for so many people. But the hardest thing for people to do is show their appreciation. I don't know why. I tell my boys all the time, hey man, I appreciate y'all for being who y'all are, pimp. You know what I mean? Y'all ain't never been envious. Y'all ain't never gave a damn about me being on TV. Y'all ain't never cared nothing about none of that shit. And you know I don't care nothing about it. It was just a job for me. But hey man, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate my folks in the class of '88 at BRIARCLIFF, Gordon, McNair. I appreciate y'all, man. You know what I mean? So hey man, show your folks some love. If you got somebody that's meant the world to you, hey man, shock them, call them, tell them, let them know. I guarantee you, you'll make their day. But hey man, the Papa Black podcast is back. I just been running around doing a bunch of shit, man. Uh, should be cooking again in about a month. You know what I mean? So I gotta get my passions back, talking shit and cooking. You know what I mean? So be on the lookout. Papa Black ribs and chicken. The Papa Black podcast. Starline Athletics. Hey man, I'm finna ride it till the wheels fall off. You know what I mean? So hopefully you'll do the same. Hopefully you in good spirits. Hopefully you in good health. Hey man, Papa Black man, y'all be easy.